Hello and welcome back. I've done something wrong here. Let's put this on manual. That's it. Now this is called sulfuric acid outpost 4. Right. Let's find it. S for sulfuric acid up. All right, and then inventory empty. Great. And then I can whip up this train. And there it goes. Right, so I've been busy. So we completed this outpost here that's getting copper. And it's doing an absolutely stonking job of collecting the copper. We're filling up trains really well. Now let's look back at the main base. Right, so we actually have some copper stations turned off because they are full. Brilliant, and just a load of copper trains now queued up in the stacker. So of course, what happens next? We run out of iron. Now it's all backed up again now, but if you look at these, yeah, the lights are, this one's still filling up, so this is on yellow. So it hasn't got as much as I would hope. The reason we were so awful at iron is that basically a load of the iron was going into making ammo, and then a load more was going into making blue belts, which meant that there wasn't really material getting down the research end of the bus. Now, we only sporadically make blue belts, but the pace of the science is picking up, and that is actually pulling through nearly 3 full belts of iron now. So these stations just were not keeping up, so I needed to put in a new mine. Outpost 4 was the one with the 2 copper patches. It also has an iron ore patch, 13 million. So what I've done is, let's get in my fast suit so I can run around and show you. And into my fast suit, let's put some night vision because, you know, it's nice to see what we're doing. Where is the night vision? I hope I haven't trashed it. I must have thrown away the night vision. Okay. Well, because we're... There we are. Cool. So, there's this patch of iron. It's a nice big chunk of iron. And I decided it was worth doing with blue belt, and I'm quite glad I did. We're bringing in a few lines of blue. It is then making it through here to nearly full belts, slightly backed up now. Basically we can pop in more trains here because there's waiting time. So I'll probably monitor the iron use the other end. If we just scoot back over, so yeah, so this is still low and we don't have an iron train buffered, so I think we can put in another iron train. I'm just going to put this on manual for a second. Do I have any? I don't have any wagons. Alright, I'll have to do it from the other end. Okay, so this is now filling up very slowly with uranium. This was a mixed ore patch. The plan here was that we would mine both the iron and the uranium. That meant bringing in sulfuric acid. It also meant using priority splits to get the uranium out from the iron because up this end we've got a lot of mixed lines, which is sad, really. I'm just going to copy that train schedule. Okay. And I'm going to request some train carriages so that when we're back at the base, we've got them. So, we now have uranium, and we're training uranium ammo currently. So let's prematurely take this to the base. It's not quite a full train fill, it doesn't really matter. And we will see if we can get some uranium ammo. That would make me quite happy. Okay, so it's quite a trek now. There are also quite a lot of trains. I've been putting down between 2 and 4 trains for each site. Okay, we're nearly there now. And the ammo refuel trains are doing a sterling job running around like headless chickens, getting everything going. Okay. So, into uranium. Out we hop. We have uranium ore for the first time in the game. Oh, the first thing, this is wrong. Okay. But there's no room to do it right. Let's fix that while we're here. Okay, so this is an 8 to 1. So we need to go from, basically we need to go from 8 to 4 to 2 and then just pull one off. It's quite important that you don't do 8 to 6 to 4. So this splitter, we're pulling off one line from it. This splitter we pull off one line from this splitter, and then one line from the final splitter. So that gets you from 8 down to 4. 4 to 2 is easy. We've got something not right here. There. Good. I'm glad I was physically here, otherwise crazy would have happened. Okay, so let's follow this down. So this ore is now going to be processed. It gets processed in 2 steps. The first step is in a centrifuge we make ore into good and bad uranium. That's gone down here. Okay. So then we have some filter inserters to pull out the good uranium and the bad uranium into separate lines. Then once we've got some good and bad uranium, we then use Covarex enrichment to turn some of the bad uranium into good uranium. Then we output a line of good and a line of bad uranium, and then that goes into our factory and it makes various things. So most importantly, there are various upgrades to ammo, so to the magazine rounds, to the cannon shells, and then we get a version of the explosive rocket that is the atomic bomb. And it's the atomic bomb I really want, but the site will start making green rounds for the perimeter walls, and that's going to make a big difference to keeping us safe. Okay, so in we go. So this is now backed up. What are we waiting for here? Ah, this doesn't have the recipe set. Okay, there's the recipe. And then these are not uranium processing, these are Covarex, but obviously I haven't got that unlocked yet. So at the moment I'm just getting a random mix of good and bad uranium. One thing I do want to check, yeah, so all the good uranium's coming down this side, and it's going to end up going in here. Okay, we've got bad uranium, brilliant. So that bad uranium now is going to come back to the main site, and hopefully let us start building stuff. These are all the smelters down the bottom that purely produce plates for circuits. Isn't that totally insane? Okay, there's something wrong here. We're not getting enough ore in. Okay, because there's some red beltage going on. Right, let's pick some blue belts. These are blue, it's this bit here that needs to be upgraded. By the time I've done that, the uranium will have started to feed into the main base. Come on, bring me. I have 100 blue belts on the way. Yeah, this is the only one that's like this, it looks like. Great. Okay, so let's run down. May as well go the whole way. I think it's technically only required to go a little bit of the way, but we'll go the whole way just because. Okay. And I need more belts. Perhaps I should have done it part way. So you can see already these lights are now on. And I have 100 of those incoming. Come on. And you can see this whole smelting system is now getting through quite a lot of fuel. Here we are. That's better. That's it. Inundate me. That's what I'm after. Great, and let's cancel that order. I don't need it now. So we should now have ore making it. Yes, we've got ore making it to the end. Brilliant. So this is now a fully compressed line of copper. Now, we just completed a research, which was the uranium ammo research. So if we go back to our base in a book, wherever that is, here. Okay, so I think the only part of the factory where this is relevant is this. Great, so we now have uranium rounds being made. They're consuming uranium, rubbish uranium, generating uranium rounds. Then this contraption here is set up so that whenever there's a uranium round in, the uranium gets priority. We have a uranium round. This should be output priority, right? Yeah. So that's going to make sure that we always have. Yeah, that's really what we do want. So it's output priority right. The uranium rounds will always make it through. Then when there's uranium coming through enough to block the reds, it'll all be fine, I think. Okay. So, how are we doing here? Yep, so we've got 20 rounds in the box. I don't know if we actually need to be storing this much in the box. Let's cap it to 1 stack for now. There we go. And I don't need to be pulling off both sides. So there is now some uranium rounds in there. That is pretty cool. We also have uranium versions of the shells. So driving a tank with rocket or nuclear fuel and these is pretty cool. The only last one here, this solitary machine all on its own, is the nuke. And we are set up to produce just a single stack of nukes, because nukes are awesome. Oh, the other thing we've got here, don't know if you've seen it, the top tier destroyer capsules. So you can drop down a bunch of those. They follow you around when you're shooting stuff, and they shoot things for you, which is very nice. So I think that's it. We've successfully got uranium in. We've got Covarex enrichment to train up next. I'm going to prioritize that. Right. So that'll happen now. The other one I want to prioritize is atomic bomb. Brilliant. And then I really don't care what order the others get done in. Okay, thanks very much for watching. We now have just a load of outposts all strung out around the map. At some point, I should probably consider walling the whole thing in with a great big perimeter and killing off all these guys. If we look at pollution, you can see coincidentally the explored area is roughly also the pollution area. So what I really should do is run a rail spur out to see the pollution goes all the way out here to beyond the edge of my pollution. Use artillery to clear out there and then build all the way around. But that's a major job, and I'd like to really do it all with blueprints and automated building. So that's a job for another day. All right, thanks very much. Bye.